What's up, you beautiful Redditors? Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. Welcome to the RNEWS Evening Show. And let's just jump into it. From r/politics, Trump claims Biden will cancel Christmas despite inauguration being in January. Catholic Joe Biden is going to cancel Christmas. Sounds legit. Shut the frick up, Johnny. You're out of your element. I watched the rally. He had an extended segment on how a Biden presidency was going to crack down on Catholics. It's incredible how the conservatives will believe everything fed to them without any shred of evidence, from a president that used the Bible as a photo op. No less. Jesus here. It was indeed a special day for me when I watched my #1 fan walk for a significant distance, in spite of his bone spurs, and shoo away unarmed protesters using tear gas and rubber bullets, so he could hold my favorite book and swear to destroy anyone who refuses to approve of him. God bless his orange soul. When Trump went to the church service yesterday and dramatically counted out the money he was giving to the offering, it was sickening. Such a self-serving display of generosity. He most probably had an aide snag the money out of the basket where the camera wasn't looking. Edit. Here is a video of Trump at the church service counting out his money. ut.be. Thus, when you give to the needy, sound no trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may be praised by others. Truly, I say to you, they have received their reward. Matthew chapter 6 verse 2. I want the Lincoln Project to run an ad with the video and this quote, and put it up in all the heavily evangelical areas. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics, opinion, Dianne Feinstein was harder on preteen climate activists than she was on Amy Coney Barrett. She needs to retire like 10 years ago. Are you saying 87-year-old people may not be fit for high-profile positions in the government? She's also been working with Republicans to pass on an authoritarian bill to destroy internet encryption. Sucks people didn't vote to replace her in 2018. Dianne Feinstein is not progressive. She was actually a Dixiecrat and flew the Confederate flag in sfbayview.com. Her display toward Lindsey Graham the other day was just awful. I'm all for being a decent human being, but frick, that was just terrible for messaging. She okayed the entire process with that stupid hug and speech praising Barrett. I bet the Republicans were laughing hysterically together after the hearing. But it looks like she's trying to force herself into retirement by hugging the infected zombies on the other side. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics, Trump says if Biden's elected, he'll listen to the scientists. Is he campaigning for Biden now? I was about to comment the same thing. Lol, like cool, more reasons to vote for Joe. I dunno, I'm having second thoughts about Joe if he just got endorsed by Don the Con. He did say he'd leave the country if Biden won. Flee. The correct word is flee. I'm gonna upvote both of you because I'm a nice guy. I'm gonna upvote the three of you because I'm also a nice guy. I'm going to leave the country if you three get upvoted. Flee. Skedaddle. Git. Vamoose. If I listened totally to the scientists, we would right now have a country that would be in a massive depression, Trump said. It's already in a massive depression. And guess who's the moron who caused it? The only metric Trump goes by is the stock market, so is definitely as a moron. Only in the Republican world could that be a bad thing. Why do they call us stupid? Biden said the same thing, he will listen to the scientists, truly a major point of difference. Homeboy is trying to lose. No, we need him to try to win. He fails at everything. If he tries to lose like in 2016, we will be stuck with him. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics, Charlie Kirk Twitter account locked for spreading voting misinformation to his 1.8 million followers. Post misinformation, it gets removed, claim oppression, energize base, repeat. If you can wedge some whining about the First Amendment in there, you get bonus points. Which is so stupid. They're all for a company's right to govern themselves with zero regulation until they get blocked for spreading bullcrap by those very same companies. Yes, that's US conservatism. Live like me, but you can't force me to live a certain way. Conservatives in the US think that letting people live their lives freely and with choices and options is oppressing their ability to oppress the freedoms. choices, and options available to others. When you're accustomed to privilege, equality feels like oppression. It's just like the mask thing. They are all for a company having a sign that says no shirt, no shoes, no service. But as soon as you throw the word mask in there, they are all up in arms about it. Actually, they are all in favor of a company having a sign that says no gays, but think requiring masks is beyond the pale. Tiny face man, lol. So he's pushing the idea that ballot applications being duplicates are evidence of fraud. Keep in mind that the number he's citing are rejected duplicate applications, which means that their system is working very well at preventing fraud. Do you have any idea how many jobs I'd have if applications were counted as hirings? You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics, Democrat Mark Kelly widens lead over Republican Martha McSally in post-debate Senate poll. Didn't she lose her previous election and then was appointed? Will McSally be the first woman to lose races for both the state's Senate seats? And probably the first Republican to ever single-handedly flip both Senate seats from Republican to Democrat. Someone needs to make her a certificate just for that alone. Yes, but it's not like Republicans have a history of giving a crap about what voters want. It seems freaking stupid to appoint someone who was unequivocally denounced by the voting population of that state. I dunno. I'm looking forward to watching her lose 2 elections in a row and somehow failing up within their Republican Party. Are women allowed to become Grand Wizards? The answer is no, but the Quran doesn't specifically state that women are barred from office as far as I'm aware. This is likely due to presumption rather than debatability. Because, you know, it's a white supremacist hate group built on an ideology of white Protestant patriarchy. There have been several controversies within Klan membership on the topic of gender equality, which have, in some cases, led to lawsuits. Also, before anyone asks, no, I didn't make that up. That's actually a real thing. The KKK got sued for discrimination. They got sued by a Klan. This one's extremely important because Kelly gets seated immediately due to it being a special election. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/news, undelivered absentee ballots found in dumpster in Kentucky. So a U.S. postal worker threw 112 unopened ballots in a dumpster and got fired. I wonder what his reasoning is. He saw too many political signs on his route he didn't agree with. It's amazing to me just how stupid some postal carriers are. They are literally willing to commit a felony based on laziness, politics, or whatever. And they have a legit pension-giving job. Like, you frick yourself so hard by throwing that away. I never got my mail-in ballot. I went to elections office today. They voided it and let me do early voting instead. You get 4 years mandatory for stealing Twinkies from a store. 3rd offense. Just saying. Undermining the foundations of the entire nation is, like, worse. The takeaway here should be that the 3 strikes rule is garbage. This keeps happening. Makes you think how many aren't being found. I'm gonna start a list of all these events across the country. This is absurd. I like disinformation 2020. And that's where we're going to end today's show. But if you like what you saw, leave a like. And if you want to see more of the RNEWS show, hit that subscribe button. As always, this has been the RNEWS show and I'll see you tomorrow.